presented so far and into lamentations about this Office of the Public Protector. One thing for sure is that the amounts are dwindling every year. And Her Honor the Vice President, the things that we have talked about, the challenges of this institution, you said them last year. And I expect, one would have expected that you don't say them anymore. 3 years down the line, you have been saying the same things. They don't have office space, you said it last year. They don't have vehicles, you said it last year. They don't have this, you said it last year. So why did you come back again to come and say the same things? What is your motivation? The problem that we have in this country, ever since the APF went into government, is that they don't like these oversight institutions. Yeah. If they had a way, they could have closed the Anti-Corruption Commission. If they had a way, they could have closed the DEC. Yeah. If they had a way, they could have closed the FIC. Yeah. And now, the reason why this office is there is because it's in the Constitution. And now, how do you close it? Don't fund them. That is your behavior. These are the institutions, you have made them moribund because you don't fund them. To make matters worse about this institution, this is the institution which could have been helping people who are helpless. Many people don't go to court even when they are under strange things. It's because they are unable to find a lawyer to go and represent them. This is the institution where people could have been running to if you had funded them adequately. If you had decentralized into provinces, if you had gone up to the districts, this is what was going to help society. But now our people are suffering, they are mistreated, they are dead. You do literally everything against them. And they have nowhere to run to. When the institution which could have been helping them, you are underfunding it. I was just looking at the public awareness. In 2019, you allocated 123,000 kwacha. 2020, 84,000 kwacha. Which public awareness? Where are they going to go? Because this is not even worth a vehicle. So how do they reach out in all the 10 provinces and over 100? I don't know whether there are 116 districts now. How far are they going to go? Investigations, yes, we know that the Act says that they can hire investigators, but they have to pay them as well. So where do they hire them from? So when you don't investigate, it's tantamount to denial of justice. Just like they said, if you delay justice, you have denied somebody justice. In a similar manner, in this case, you are averting, you are not giving people justice, our people justice. Now, let me just say this, and this is not a threat, but a fact of history. Make these institutions normal, because you will need them on your way out. Make these institutions become strong, because you will need them. You may know who comes after you. You still run to the Office of the Public Protector. They will tell you we have no vehicles to investigate. They will tell you we have no manpower to investigate. They will tell you all manner of things because we denied them the enough space to operate. You really gave them no space to operate. Now, when you go there, because it is rosy today because you are in power, but you will get out, like I always say, if you are in a toilet, the next thing is to get out. When you are in power, the next thing is to get out. You cannot be a permanent resident of a toilet. Neither can you be a permanent resident in politics. The next thing is to get out. History has taught us this, Mr. Chairman. History has taught us this, especially in Africa. When people lose power, they run around like headless chickens or headless rats because they never protected themselves. When you are in power, learn to protect yourself. And protecting yourself is to make that institutions of state are strong, so that when you are out, you are able to have a fallback. I can give you an example. It is not long time ago, it's not even history, it is current. You look at the Sudanese president, former president. What is his name again? Al-Bashir. He was a strong man for 30 years. But when he fell out of favor with the people, today he goes in a cage to the court. In a cage, caged a human being, as if they are caging a lion. And this other one in Egypt, Mubarak. They were strong people, they are strong men. 30 years inside there. But because they never made institutions strong of the state, look at the way they are treated. You start looking like you are just something else. The very people today that escort you with the guns as police and what, they will be the ones to deal with you. But you must have a fallback. You must have a fallback. When we say, let the institutions of state become strong, we are not saying that it is because other people must benefit. It is usually yourself for fallback. Even here in this country, former presidents have suffered at the hands of, including yourselves as PF. Okay? So it must always be in our minds that these institutions that we see, because we can easily intimidate the Anti-Corruption Commission, we can intimidate DEC, we can intimidate FIC, and now we can, and reasonably probably, not fund the Office of the Public Protector. When we are out, it is on our own. There will be nothing at collective what, because sometimes justice selects. It touches individuals. Because within the groups, some are good, some are bad. So you bad people, if you are there, protect yourself for the future. And as I said, Mr. Chairman, this is not a threat, it's a fact of history. History is replete of many things, especially here in Africa. Because in Africa, each time that governments change, there are problems. But if we built institutions of the state and made sure everything is okay, you would never want to, tomorrow, if you are under pressure, you can resign. People refuse to resign in Africa because they know they have committed atrocities. But if you have institutions of state which are strong, you can easily resign, and if people say that this is what you did, you know that you can run to the public protector, you can go to the court, and since the courts take too much time to dispose of cases, the public protector could easily do that if they are funded very well. Colleagues, I call upon you again. History is replete. Let us create institutions of the state that will help society, and not to make those who are not in government feel they are not protected. And only those in government are protected, because at the end of the day, governments change, the state remains. I thank you, sir.
That's better. Mr.